Opening up the System Designer project, we've added an Ethernet connector to the design that's a dual Ethernet connector. With a dual connector, we can place two mating connectors. The first will be a standard non-shield Ethernet connector, and then the second one is going to be a custom shielded connector. System Designer allows you to connect correct but different types of connectors, matching the parameters for connector as specified in the library. In this instance, I placed the standard connector on the bottom and the shielded connector in the upper position. Because this is an Ethernet cable, a simple copy of the connectors efficiently creates the symbols for the opposite sides of the cables. Then, using the multi-wire utility, I can quickly create wires by just dragging the mouse across the connector pins. You can see how quickly the cables are connected. But note, the wires are not labeled yet. Now that the cable has connectors and wires, we can mate the board mount connector to the cable connector to create a system. Select the board mount connector and the top cable connector, and the mating icon appears, or right mouse button to mate. There are two choices for mating, because the board mount connector has two slots. After mating occurs, you can see the mate indications traversing from male pin to the female pin. When mating the next pair of symbols, the remaining slot is automatically selected. After the connectors are mated, the wires can be named with a simple command, propagate signal names. Ethernet wires are twisted, and the System Designer section of my parts has built-in decorations for representing a twisted pair. Simply place the decoration on the desired wires. After all four decorations are placed, name them to reflect the correct twist colors. In order to mark a wire as shielded, a shield decoration is available in the My Parts menu. The shield wire is cut, and the shield is placed on both ends of the cable and using a wire connected to the cable symbol. Similar to the twisted pair decoration, place the shield over the desired wires and then name it in both ends of the shield wire. The shield and twisted pair decorations should then be locked in place. This prevents the wires they overlap from being moved outside of the decoration boundaries. The cable graphics are now complete. To complete the logical specification of the cable, right mouse button on a connector and compile all cable components into a cable assembly. This cable assembly is named Ethernet Debug. After creating the cable assembly, the contents are shown and can be edited using the System Manager. To create the physical cable, associate the logical cable to a physical cable design and push the logical dataset created in System Designer to the physical cable design. Minimizing System Designer, go into the Xpedition EDM Design Cockpit and then navigate to the Cable Assemblies folder. Here you will right mouse button open the design in Xpedition Cable Designer, which has a navigation pane with elements of the harness design. Other than the name of the cable bundle, at this point in time, the contents of the cable have not been imported into Xpedition Cable Designer. To import the logical cable, navigate to the XSD tab and enable the automatic processing of the dataset. With the import, the connectors are automatically imported based on the part number matching. Full details of what was imported are described in the Bridge window. Going back to the Harness Design tab, the design now has data including 2 connectors, 4 pairs of wires with an overall shield, and a defined multi-core with detail describing the intended wire pair colors. After rearranging the graphics, which include the cable nodes, connector symbols, connector cavity to wire tables, and in the upper right the specific wire documentation, Much of the wire detail still needs to be defined. In Cable Designer, wires are assigned to a bundle, so I first add a bundle between the connector nodes. Then, editing the bundle, the desired length is specified to 3000 millimeters. Multicores are predefined sets of wires, shields, installations, etc. When a compatible multicore is assigned, wires are automatically assigned, and you can see the cross-sectional area has been assigned along with the TWC wire specification. Although a bundle has been assigned, the wire colors are not in the cavities, so the next step is to assign the wire colors to the correct cavity. In most assemblies, wires are also neatly routed, which requires retaining clips and mounts. Cable Designer allows the assignment and position placement of these clips. Special installation bundles or tubes can also be assigned to specific cable locations to add special protection as required to protect and route a cable. After the cable routing is complete, use the Calculate feature to update each wire length and the required installation. Reviewing the XSD tab, notice that on save, a dataset is created for back annotation. It is good practice when checking in a design to the EDM cockpit to add comments on any design changes. These are available for review in the version list of EDM. Returning to System Designer and opening the System Manager window and the Cable Assemblies tab, the enhanced cable data has yet to be updated. To update, open the Manage Cable Assemblies dialog and then apply cable design changes. The wire information is then back annotated to the system design, allowing the system designer to verify the connections, wire color, length, and wire cross-sectional area.